So you had Vancouver, Toronto, Atlanta?
Yeah, my flight got screwed up, so they sent me from Vancouver to Toronto. I was there, supposed to be 4 hours.
Good for your air miles.
All right, go ahead, Coach.
What does Red Bulls, what are they doing well that y'all need to plan for?
I think it's a solid team, quality team. They put a lot of energy in the game, want to push forward, and so it's going to be a lot of times transition because you're going to have lots of second balls, and if you're not winning second balls, then you are in problems I think against this kind of approach.
Parkhurst and Nagby didn't travel to Vancouver. Is there anyone who won't travel to New York?
No, we will travel with everybody who's normally in the roster. So no players who will get rest for this weekend. And of course, I have the availability now, to choose. Of course, with a good performance in Vancouver, and now we have to be ready for Red Bull. And afterwards, if we had to play, on Wednesday again, then maybe I would do some rotation. But of course, it's a long flight to Salt Lake, but still, I think we have enough recovery, to be 100% again for that game.
Coach, the shutouts have been very impressive. The team is really playing for each other. But when is it a concern, fitness-wise, that you're winning close game after close game, 85th minute, still 1-0? When do you, as a coach, are concerned about the fitness?
Well, of course, when it's such a tight period between each other, the last 10 minutes can be decisive, because people are gonna be tired. But still, we did try to, with the rotations and with the subs, that we minimize that, of course. But physically we are in good shape, and so I'm not worried about that. When I was that age, between 22 and 28 or 9. I also played a lot of games in Champions League every 3 or 4 days, and I loved it. So, of course, traveling here it's much harder. That we have to take in consideration. But still, I think if we prepare them well and they do what we tell them, to rest, to have good nutrition, I think you can deal with it. But you have to take care of yourself. That's true.
And then winning those games. What have you been most proud of the team? The fact that they really are battling and fighting.
No, what you already mentioned. The team spirit, not only on the pitch but also on the bench, and that makes a difference, and that has his impact, in everything, in training, and so of course results help, but it starts with that, and so. Yeah, you want to keep that momentum as long as possible, of course. But I think still how we played, maybe except the first 10 minutes, I think we were a little bit sloppy. But then we came back into the game, and we controlled the game like 90 minutes. So I was very proud of that, the concentration, and also the subs who came in like Dion, who did a great performance, I think. So yeah, it was nice to see that. So hopefully we can continue that, and I don't see why we can.
What are you doing better defensively now than you did at the start of the year?
No, I think defensively always starts up front. It's not that they say, okay, yeah, the defenders have to defend. No, the whole team has to defend. If they do the job already, good up front and in the midfield, then it's much easier for our defenders. And it doesn't mean that it means that they don't have to defend. No, but if they have to defend against 3 men or against 6 men, it's a hell of a difference. So we defending as a team much better, and we recognize the moments when we have to press like 100% forward, or we sit a little bit deeper and wait at the right moment to press, and that combination makes us that we are feeling more comfortable and also more confidence in how we defend.
Are you getting organized better on defense, on counters, or does that give you time to
Especially while we are focused on also in the beginning of the season that, you know, we call it in Holland rest defense, you know, so if you are attacking, that some players already thinking defensively, and because if you don't take part of the attack, yeah, you can see how nice the attack is, but you can also think, hey, maybe the ball will drop out there and we can have a challenge directly and we can keep the ball and we can stay up front. And what you see a lot also in normal football, that when that is not good organized, you get a lot of transition play, and that's especially in this kind of period. You don't want a game with lots of transition, like 40 yards back, 40 yards up. That kills you, you know. So if you can just stay there when you are attacking, yeah, that's the best, of course. You know, they have an attack and then they attack, and that they don't have right solutions to build up. And you know, we were focusing in the beginning of the season a lot, and I think they recognize that it saves energy. You know, they not track back 40, 50 yards, not only the defenders but also the whole team. So. Yeah, that's one of the aspects that we are focusing on, and that helps us, you know, defensive-wise.
Considering the way that the Red Bulls play with their high energy, their high press, and that Atlanta's played a lot of games in a short period and fatigue set.
Yeah.
Does that change the tactics for this game at all, or does it change the instruction that you give your players?
Of course, I give instructions, you know, and what kind of details, yeah, what you can expect. With high pressure, what do you want to do at that moment, and do you want to take risk? All those kind of things. Where are our chances when they press high? And so you take that in consideration, that's for sure, because it should be crazy not to do it. And you always look to the weakness of the opponent, but also the strength of the opponent. So if you are not paying attention to that, yeah, they will punish you for that. That's for 100% sure.
Atlanta's played a lot of important games against the Red Bulls over the 2 years
Yeah.
that this club has existed. Do you get a sense from your players at all that this kind of game is a bit of a bigger game?
Not from the players, but I spoke to Carlos, and I think 2 weeks ago, and you know, we spoke about, you know, the roster for those coming games and everything, and I had the feeling that the New York game was an important game. But yeah, of course, you know, it's important. Red Bull is all over the world, a very respected brand, you know, and everywhere they put the energy in the clubs, they perform well, and so yeah, we want to beat, of course, those kind of clubs, because we want to show that we also doing well.
What do you think about these sort of big football conglomerates like Red Bull, like, you know, New York City?
I think especially Red Bull is doing a great job. You know, if you see like Salzburg, where I played, they destroyed us in the European League when I played again as a manager as Ajax. Also, you know, Leipzig, you know, from nothing, playing Champions League football and everything. You know, I think it's a very big compliment. They have the organization and the idea how they approach it is very good. A lot of times with young. Talented football players like we do right now, you never heard, and suddenly, you know, they are, you know, unbelievable players. So they are really doing something right there.
With the defense playing the way it is, do you feel like your offense doesn't need to go out there with 2 goals up, 1 goal, probably stand up with the defense?
No, we always want to, you know, score more goals as possible. So that means, you know, if we can score 3, 4 goals, we have to do it. Because still, when it's 1-0, you never know what's happening. You saw it the last game. Yeah, we have to finish the game, and you know, only, you know, a bad bounce or something, somebody slips away, and you're walking disappointed off the field. So I always say, you know, you have to feel. You know, or sniff. Okay, we have to score the second goal, and sometimes their opponent against you, they force you to drop back because they put a lot of energy, and maybe we are tired or something like that. Then you say, okay, yeah, maybe maximum they deserve to make the 1-1, but sometimes you feel, hey, now is the time to kill the game, you know, to make the 2-0, and they don't have the belief anymore. But still, when it's always 1-0, they have always the belief that they can. And, you know, a bad pass or you know, the crowd get the energy behind it and they feel it again. So there always will be, also at home games, there will be games that you think, yeah, we had to kill them right now, because if there is something going on, you know, in 10 minutes later, and suddenly they're going to believe it again. So it's important that we sentence that moment.
Frank, the team tied the shutout record, then broke it, and now you're on this, impressive win streak. You could potentially get a win at New York Red Bull Arena for the first time in this club's history.
Yeah.
How important are these milestones for your staff?
It's always nice to hear, you know, that you broke a record, but not only for me. I think it's very nice for the whole team, especially the goalkeeper, the defense, of course. That's very nice to hear that we did something good. But still, you know, at the end, it's over the whole year you're looking towards that, and at the end you want to see, okay, where we're standing at that moment. Are we at the right place that we think we should be? And I think we can be the number one if we are. Everybody is fit and we are on the good level that I think that we can play. But record is nice, but you don't win something with it. You know, you don't get a medal or something like that. No, it's nice. You know, maybe 10, 20 years later, but you know, we're living right now and we have to perform right now. And normally, positive records, of course, then means then you do something well, and that means that you also get a lot of times 3 points.
Anything else for Frank?
At the beginning of the season, when things were a little bit rough, there was a hashtag on Twitter, De Boer out.
Yeah.
Now, as y'all are piling up wins, you see De Boer in
Yeah.
more and more frequently. I was curious if you found any of that funny or just your thoughts on.
No, but you know, I feel it's always, you know, a mixture. You always have pro or, you know, against you, and sometimes when I was walking in the street, you know, the majority say, "Oh, you're doing a great job. We have confidence." And some will not say that. Of course, they will put it on social media. But yeah, but you know, it's going like that. Atlanta is a big club, so you know there is some pressure, and they expect, of course, a lot from the manager, but also from the club. And you know, when it's not going their way, you know, you can have negative. Response of them, but I'm not worried about that. You know, I'm always looking to the long picture, and I know that I'm always giving 100%. I cannot do more, and hopefully, you hope that then it will turn around, and it did. And yeah, now it's a whole different approach normally from the people.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.